Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, like you have been asking, I am telling you my little plans or plans for New Year really for myself and for the channel. I'm not gonna call them the New Year's resolutions because to me, and hear me out, you might totally agree with that one. The New Year's resolution, it starts with we're making a resolution. We're making, oh, I'm gonna do so and so, and you cheers this with a glass of champagne at the 12 o'clock, and comes January and you try your hardest, and comes February you continue trying your hardest, and then come about middle of the year and you suddenly think, do you know what, it hasn't happened, and you suddenly think, okay, well if I was trying to cut down eating, for example, say I'm cutting down eating donuts, and June comes and you still like to enjoy a donut, and you think, do you know what, it's not happened, resolution is not happened, I haven't achieved myself not eating a donuts. It's going to be a resolution for next year. So you basically give yourself an excuse to eat the donuts for the rest of 6 months. And don't get me wrong, there's probably nothing wrong with this. This is how majority of us probably operate. And I 100% guarantee you this is how I work. I've done many New Year's resolutions in the past years and years. And comes halfway through the year and you basically decide, you know what, nah, that's it now. I'm going to wait until next year and I'm going to try again next year. So you see what I'm going with that. So I'm calling my New Year's thing, I'm calling this a New Year's plan. Because with the plans, guys, you have plan A, but you can also have a plan B, and then you have a plan C. So basically you can't really fail. So with the resolutions, if you haven't got there, you pretty much kind of see yourself maybe as a failure to some extent. With the plans, if you make a plan, you might not, the plan A might not work out, but plan B might work out, and you have a plan C. So technically you couldn't really fail with a plan. So if you guys feel the same, then please comment below. I would like to know if you kind of follow the same 6 months thing like I do. Nothing wrong if you don't, but I just would like to know. Anyway, so my plans for this year, guys, and for the channel, first of all things, I would love to get to 10,000 subscribers, and it's more like a wish rather than a plan. However, of course, a lot of it depends up to me and up to my content. So if you're watching this and you like a prepping channel, and if you like watching my cooking videos or whatever, then please subscribe. Hopefully it will help us to get to my 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That'd be really appreciated. But anyway, but one of my things is it's more dehydrating. I would like to get myself a new dehydrator. That's one of my wish lists, which I'll create later at some point anyway. But I've been, guys, we're buying tins, but we found that the tin vegetables, we all hate them. Majority of who's commented, we all hate them. So I've been dehydrating vegetables. I've started the end of last year, obviously dehydrating a lot of broccolis because the vegetables were on a deal. And you know what? I've been rehydrating and trying to basically use them in the recipes for my recipe part. And that things work really well. So I'm kind of really happy. And yes, of course, our energy is going to be going up again as of April. So with this first 3 months, my key will be to dehydrate a lot. I've been doing a lot and I will show you, but I've got my dehydrated broccoli, I've got carrots, I've got mushrooms, I've put the oxygen absorbers for the ones that are going to be stored the long term. But anyway, my aim is to create more. I've got loads of jams, I grow a lot of obviously fruits and vegetables. But this year I really want to push the boat out and have a lot of stuff, more stuff ready than ever. And the dehydrating will be kind of the key to the things that I would want to put my efforts into, okay? That's providing the electricity is not going to go stupid through the roof, okay? So next thing is to do with the food stuff is aiming to get my food supply to about 6 months of food for 3 of us. It's kind of doesn't sound like a lot, but if you watch one of my videos when I talked about how much you need for the year, 6 months is quite a lot of food to be able to have. And yes, I've been stocking up for ages, but it's all kind of been nothing one-dimensional. You watch the videos, you can see what I buy. But one of my another points of the goals for this year, it's not just sticking up to the same. Yes, we buy pasta, we buy spaghetti, we buy fusilli, we buy penne, and then we buy rice, and of course we buy grains as well. But I want to diversify from having that standard mindset of, yes, because we buy the rice and we buy the fusilli pasta and the other pasta because they're cheap, the 28 pence spaghetti for the moment, the fusilli 41 pence, and the penne 41 pence from Asda, and around the other supermarkets. But basically I want to step away from this. I feel like we've been tunneled into that because they're cheap, let's have that. But when the SHTF situation, of course you want to have quantity over quality, absolutely, but I also would like to have just a little bit more variety of maybe different pastas and some other different grains. And I'm doing a lot of research now on obviously cooking some other things with some maybe not so well heard grains and things, that just to basically broaden my horizons for the next year, to sort of just be more overly prepared and ready. And one of the other parts of myself preparing stuff, I want to be able to say, look at any recipe and I want to know, I have this, I have that, I have everything. And it's probably quite a long shot because there's tons of spices, there's tons of everything that's available. But as a general, for the general recipes, for the things we can cook with, I want to make sure that I have a supply of everything. So I don't have, oh yeah, I don't have that. I rarely do this, but I do have some things that are missing from my spices or other bits. So this is my main goal, to get that food area sorted in that way, okay? So basically I called it prepping smarter rather than anything else, okay? Another thing is to do with the preserving bit is a pressure canning. I wanted a pressure canner for ages, but it's the price has put me off because I think they're like £150 on Amazon, and the jars, the canning jars, we all know are really, really expensive, but I just can't help but I need to be able to do this. Like, I'm a cook, I cook a lot, I preserve a lot, but it's just one thing I don't have or I haven't done apart from my jams and pickles, and I want to be able to can meat. It's just that thing that eats inside me. I want to be able to can my meat if I have to. And of course the meat's now still fairly a-okay price-wise, but jars are not, neither is the electricity. And when you can, you have to boil stuff for like 3-4 hours, but I just want to know how to do it, and I want to be able to know how to do it. One of those people that I'm like a sponge, and I feel, especially when it comes to the food, I want to soak in all the information and all the stuff. I want to know how to do everything, and the canning is one of those things, that pressure canning, especially meat, that I don't know how to do and I haven't done before. So this is my big step to do. Okay, so, and another last two things is basically learning more of the survival skills. We're all preparing, guys. Myself and my husband, we've obviously got the outdoor cooking things. We've got other, the facilities. We're kind of prepping, but we really don't have that much of a knowledge of the outside survival. And of course, this is not something that's going to come easy. It's not going to come. Not comes with a lot of research, but it comes with a lot of experience and practice as well. So we're going to find some way of trying to make ourselves experiencing being outside and learning survival skills, like i.e. let's, yes, we'll have lighters, we'll have matches, but let's try to learn how to make a fire with a tinder and that kind of thing. So it maybe sounds a bit petty to some of you who've been prepping forever and but I'm just an average prepper. I'm just an average mum, average, I work, we have house, that's what we do. And I just want to make sure that I learn certain other aspects of basically survival, because we really don't know what's going to happen. And the last thing is, of course, we're talking about property security. We take this seriously, and of course, again, don't let the whole thing of me just buying the tins make it more like, we just buy tins and we just sit there and we just let everybody come and take it. No, we know the security, we take it seriously, we have cameras, different matter. But one of the things I wanted to make sure that to basically to safeguard the garden as well, because we've got the chickens in the garden, and as soon as we moved into this house, which was about 5 years ago, we planted out the bushes, basically hedging. And because we're lucky enough with not having the sort of the neighbours, our hedging can go quite high. So A, we have a 2-metre fences, and B, we're now obviously grown up the hedge that gives extra thickness and basically extra proofing of, just it looks nicer, and it just makes me feel a bit safer. And the last bit I want, and it will be only if it comes to push come to shove, I want to barbed wire these certain areas like gates where we can't have bushes. And again, I'm not intending to do this unless we really have to. We have wildlife, but we don't have as much cats or anything, so we don't have to worry about that. However, it's kind of one of those things like you don't really want to do it, but I'm going to buy the stuff, we're going to buy the barbed wire, and we're just going to sit on it. We have basically make sure we have everything we need to make it and to put it up to the areas where we have to, and then just basically going to sit on it. If you think, if it's going to aim in the way that we might feel a bit unsafe, then this is what we aim to do. So I think that really, guys, summarizes it in terms of what I want to do, physically have to do. Yes, of course, is the usual thing like we all do, especially probably women, like, oh, let's clean up our kitchen. Absolutely. I want to clear out. I've started clearing up the cupboard. I haven't done this video, but I filmed it, haven't posted it up. But I have like 2 Tupperware cupboards, 2. And it's like, we used to entertain a lot when we used to live in the previous house. So I kind of had a lot of stuff, a lot of multiples of like plates and different dishes because I like to try this and that. But it just all takes like a lot of space. But I want to streamline the cupboards and obviously donate a lot of stuff, still keep some bits for obviously ourselves. We're still entertained, just not on the scale that we used to, because technically once you have children, kind of things go a bit too, a bit downhill. Anyway, so basic things like this, and to make sure that I know exactly what my stuff is in the kitchen, because I found something in my cupboard which I'm going to do a separate video. I haven't used in years, but oh my god, this is such a good like survival and prepper item thing, which I'm gonna do a separate video anyway. So yeah, guys, this is it. That's I'm gonna stop ranting. This is basically my plan, and hopefully with your help I get to some of them anyway. And yeah, here we are. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video, or enjoyed me just talking at you anyway. Please subscribe if you haven't, I really appreciate it. This channel is all about prepping, cooking, anything to do basically preparing us for the God knows what's gonna happen in the next few years. And thumbs up, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.